Yeah. So good morning, all of you.
Good morning, sir.
Good
Good
morning.
morning, sir.
Good morning,
Good
sir.
morning,
Good
sir.
morning. So just a minute. Yeah, some students. Okay, so we'll start now. Yeah, good morning once again. So we'll start with a new topic, that is probability. Yes. So before I start, let me give you an introduction of probability. Okay. So what is probability? Let us understand the physical thing, and then we will go for our board and I will explain on the board. Okay. So to start with probability. Okay. Yeah. Any idea anyone can share what is probability?
Sir, the chances of
Ma'am,
outcome.
Yes,
The
Muskan.
number of outcomes.
Nipun, number of outcomes. Okay.
ma'am, sorry. Sir, chances of if a thing will get successful or not, how many times we try out of the total number of times.
Okay, Basant. Good.
So it is a ratio between the favorable outcomes and the total outcomes.
Yeah, who is this? Very good, Akshita. Yes. Yes. Very good. So you are having some idea, I think, about probability, but we will go further. Actually, our syllabus is a bit details of probability. So basic concepts of probability. Okay. So I will explain everything. I will explain on the board also. But before I start, let me give you what is the usage of probability, where we will use. Okay, so as a management student, not only the formulas, okay, for not only the formulas, you have to also learn the, so as to say, where we are going to use probability. So I will take some few examples, right? Just like in the stock market, suppose a investor is investing, right? Now, what will be the return? Suppose an investor is buying a Infosys stock. Okay. So now what will be the return? It's very difficult to tell. Why? Because there are, because we take decision under uncertainty, right? So where uncertainty comes, the probability comes. The obviously the probability. So there is a chapter, there is a topic called decision science, right? Decision science. In in that chapter we apply the concepts of probability, right? So this sort of, you know very critical questions, that there we use the probability, right? So probability has a wide usage every now and then. See, suppose even if our daily life we are using probability, we say, okay, we say whether it will rain or not, whether, or I say, suppose 60% is the chance today there will be a rainfall. Okay, I say 60% is the chance that there will be rainfall. Actually, what I am telling, I am telling nothing but probability, chance of occurrence of rain. What is the chance of occurrence of rain? Right? Clear?
Yes, sir.
So very probability. See, concepts are very simple, and we'll learn everything. I will give you. I will give you all the formulas. We'll do some problem. Majority problem we'll do in the tutorial class, but physically you should understand as a management student. You should have. So I found that you have very good understanding. So good. Yeah. So yeah, so that is fair enough. If you can tell this much only, we can have the probability. Okay, so as some of you said that so today I will use my board. I will type in the MS Word file. Okay, so that is better than the I think paintbrush. So some of you are telling that the paintbrush this writing is not symmetrical. So that problem will be solved in MS Word. Okay. So as I will use simultaneously my PPT and my this one. So as to say my board, I mean board. So when you will be hearing my recording, you will get my PPT, okay, and you will get my voice. So it will the combination will make you, and I will write on the MS Word, that is the board. So I think this is the best way that we can combine both. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, somebody gave me a very good suggestion, because yeah, I feel that in paintbrush the curves are good, but the writing might not be good actually. Yeah, okay, that's fine. So give me input wherever you want. Okay. Yeah, and ask questions, right? Let me start with okay. So I will so simultaneously from slide to board to slide I will hop, or I will take the that is the best method. So when you get my recording, you can easily correlate. You will get my PPT, you will get my word writing, right? I will write the major points there, and you will get my voice also. I'll be explaining continuously, right? Okay, so let us start with let me share today's. Yeah, so we'll start with probability. We'll start. Okay, so can you see my slide now?
Yes, sir. It's
Yeah.
visible.
Yes. So we'll start with probability. Yeah. So very correctly pointed out by many students that probability is a measure of the likelihood that an event in the future will happen. Okay. Rain will happen, or suppose your exam, right? Exam will happen. What is the probability? 1. 1 means 100% there will be midterm and end term exam, right? So probability, it can assume, it can only assume a value between, very, very important. Okay. It can only assume a value between 0 and 1, right? So let me explain you on the board also. So I will, yeah. So let me, yes. So in probability, to make the form a bit bigger. So this is, yeah. So all of you, please take a note. Can you see my board now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I think so. Probability must range between very important 0 and 1. Please try to understand probability. Okay, I will come to the definition. I will give you everything. I will give you the rules, everything. But try to understand what is probability and where do we use it. Okay, so probability must range between 0 and 1. Okay, so more it is towards 1, 1, the chances of occurrence are high. Okay, and more it is towards 0, less are the chances of occurrence. Fine. So you need to understand this. Okay. So probability, first of all, Now, if we, I will come to the definition. So let me tell you the definition of probability. Probability has many definitions, out of which one definition is probability of an event is the ratio of the number of favorable events divided by the total number of events. I again repeat, probability is the number of favorable events by total number of events. Suppose when we toss a coin, right? When we toss a coin, then what happens? What is the probability that head will occur, right? How we are telling this? How we are telling this? We are telling by, say, occurrence of head. Occurrence of head is my event. Okay. So in this case, what is my probability? What is my probability? Yes. When we toss a coin, so what is my probability? P equals, probability equals 1 by 2. How am I telling this? How am I telling this? 1 is my number of favorable events, occurrence of head, and 2 is the total number of events. If I toss a coin, what are the events can happen? Either it will be, yeah, 2, very good. Either it will be head or it will be tail. 2 events, so my denominator is 2. My denominator is 2. And my numerator is only 1 because my favorable event is, suppose in cricket match, the captain is tossing the coin. So what actually he is doing? Somebody will call tail. Okay, and if tail comes, he wins. Okay. So what happens in this case? 1 by 2. 1 is the favorable event, 2 is the total number of events. Clear? So probability range, very important, probability must range between 0 and 1. More it is towards 1. Yes, let us understand this. So suppose I say today it will rain. The probability is 0.8. What does it mean?
The chances are high.
Chances are high. Excellent.
80%.
Or very specifically, 80% is the chance that today it will rain. Suppose I say the probability of rain is 0.2. What does it mean?
20% chances it will rain today.
20%
Only 20% chance. Only 20% chance. So more it goes towards the 0. Lesser the chance of occurrence, more it is towards the 1. Higher are the chances of occurrence. Okay. So this is very important point. Okay. So I will simultaneously write on the slide so that you get the whole thing. Okay. Okay. Let me go to the, this is very important. Although now let me show you, let me give you the formal definition of this one. So let me give you the formal definition. Yeah. So this we understood. Okay. So you can see the scale. Probability our sun will disappear. What is the probability the sun will disappear? Yes.
0.
0. Yes. 0. Yes.
0.
Yeah. Chance of a head in single toss of a coin?
50%.
50%. Okay, 50%. What are the, how many are favorable event? 1. What is the total number of event? 2. Okay. Now, before I go to the definition of probability, see, now we are going to the higher domains of probability, right? So yeah, till now we have learned all those probability 1 by 2, 1 by 6. This is fine. But now we will enter the higher, rules and say rules, theorems. So we need to very specific. We have to understand the terminologies first. So I will explain you the terminology. See, problem it will not take more than 2-3 minutes, right? But you need to understand each one of the rule theorem very clearly. Okay, so an experiment. What is an experiment? An experiment is the observation of some activity or the act of taking some measurement. So I toss a coin, right? I toss a dice, say, toss a dice. So what is this? Tossing of a coin, tossing of a dice. What am I doing? I am doing some experiment. Outcome is the particular result of an experiment. This coming of, occurrence of head, occurrence of tail. What is this? This is nothing but a outcome, right? Suppose you are playing Ludo with a dice. Ludo, I think all of you play Ludo. Had played Ludo. Now you might not be playing. Okay. So when we play Ludo, see the dice. So what is the, suppose if I ask you, what is the probability that when we toss a dice, what is the probability that one will occur?
1 by
1
6.
upon 6.
1 by 6. 1 by 6.
1 by 6, right? How we are saying? 1
Total outcome.
favorable outcome by
1.
total outcome. How many is my favorable outcome? 1. And
1.
what is my total outcome? 2.
6.
Sorry, 6. So 1 by 6, right? Now, event. What is an event? Is the collection of one. Somebody is entering. Muskan Arora. An event is the collection of one or more outcomes of an experiment. An event is a collection of one or more outcomes of an experiment. Now, if I ask you, what is the probability that even number will occur when I toss a die?
1 by
2
2.
upon 3, sir. 1
Yes.
upon 3.
1 by 2.
1 upon
1
3.
by 2, sir. 1 by 2.
1 by 3, sir.
1 by 2, sir.
Some
1
saying
by
1 by 2, some saying 1 by 3.
So 1 by 3.
1 by 50%.
Yes. What is the correct answer?
1 by 2.
1 by 3,
1 by
sir.
2.
Hmm.
1 by 2, sir.
See, my question was, what is the probability that even number will occur? Okay. So what is my number of favorable events here?
3.
Yes. 3. And what is my total number? 6. So 3 by 6 is
1 by 2.
1 by 2. Okay. Is it clear or not?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So please remember this classical definition. I come to the definition of probability of an event, number of favorable outcomes. My question was, I asked you a question, what is the probability that even number will occur in when we toss a dice? When we toss a dice,
3
how
by
many
6.
how many even numbers are there? 2, 4, 6. So what comes in the numerator? What
3.
comes in the numerator?
3.
3. Yes, very good. 3 divided by, what is my total number of
6.
outcome?
6.
6. So 1
2.
by 2.
2.
Okay. So always remember this definition. This this is called the classical definition of probability. Okay. 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 So I think we are still at the basics. Yes. Yeah. So event is the collection of one or more outcomes of an experiment, right? Okay. So yeah, till now any question? I am at the basic. Now I will enter the advanced probability. Any question till now? Yes. Any question? Students?
No, sir.
Clear? Anyone? Not anything not clear? Clear, all of you? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, okay. So now we will enter the advanced. But before entering the advanced, let me tell you, we will study three types of theorem and law, rather rule. One is called rule of addition, number one. Number two, rule of multiplication. And number three, Bayes theorem. Bayes theorem. There is another topic called decision tree, which we will study while we study the decision tree. I will just give you an idea what is a decision tree. I will not discuss in detail. Okay. There is a chapter on decision tree. Okay. So mainly we have to study two rules, one theorem. Okay. Okay. So, but before we start with these rules, theorems, okay, we need to understand some probability terms. Okay, probability terms. We have to understand some definitions. Okay. Now, so some definitions. One is events are mutually exclusive if. So what are mutually exclusive events? If the occurrence of any one event means that none of the others can occur at the same time. Suppose I have selected two seers in this class. Suppose if I would have selected only one seer, then either it will be a male student or it will be a female student, right? So if I choose a female student, there cannot be a male student. If I choose a male student, there cannot be a female student. But we have a provision of choosing one male, one female, right? Now, suppose if I go to Maruti, right, Maruti plant, and if I come to the quality control department, right, there will be cars, tested cars. Now, some will be defective, some will be non-defective. Try to understand. Some will be defective, some will be non-defective. Suppose I am buying one car. Okay, I am buying one car. So if I choose a car, that will be, if I choose only one car, that will be either defective or non-defective, right? It cannot be both at the same time. Just like when I toss a coin, what happens? It will be either head or tail. The head and tail cannot occur simultaneously. Suppose if I see the data of Delhi, IGI airport, international airport or domestic airport, if I see the data, right, the chances of a plane or a flight coming late, right, either a flight, only one flight, suppose flight number, A603, like A603 flight number. Okay. So this flight will either come late or it will be on time. Got my point? These two events, coming late and coming on time, these two events are mutually exclusive. A plane cannot be both on time and late. A car cannot be both defective, non-defective. A CR, if there is only one CR in any section, it will be either a male or a female. It cannot be both at the same time, right? These events are called mutually exclusive events. So events are mutually exclusive if the occurrence of any one event means that none of the others can occur at the same time. Okay. Now events are independent. This is a bit critical. Okay, in probability, I will come to this concept later on. But just you go through the definition. You just go through the definition for time being. I will again come back to this slide. Okay. Why I will tell you, right? So first here you only understand one term, mutually exclusive events. Okay. So events are mutually exclusive if the occurrence of any one event means that none of the others can occur at the same time. Clear? And events are independent if the occurrence of one event does not affect the occurrence of another. I will take this in the actual, now I will come back to this. Okay. Yeah, this is very simple. Events are collectively exhaustive if at least one of the events must occur when an experiment is conducted. So when we call events are collectively exhaustive, if at least, suppose if I throw a dice, either 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 must occur. It cannot be that nothing occurs. So this is called collectively exhaustive. Collectively exhaustive. Okay, so events are collectively exhaustive if at least one of the events must occur when an experiment is conducted. Now we will come to the very important, very important. Now all of you pay your attention. I will come to the board a little later. Let me explain you, then I will come to the board. So we will start with, now our advanced probability starts from here. So there are two rules of addition, as I told you, rule of addition and rule of multiplication. So rule of addition and rule of multiplication. So again, rule of addition are of two types. Special rule. Okay, it is, I will explain each one of the term, don't worry. The general rule of addition is given by this form. So today we'll try to focus in these two rules. Okay. I will come to board a little later. Again, I'm telling. Okay. So don't worry. I will write on the board this rules also. Okay. Okay. So let us understand both the rules. So spatial rule of addition. What does it say? Read very carefully the sentences. If two events A and B are mutually exclusive, all of you pay your attention, are mutually exclusive, the probability of one or the other events occurring equals the sum of their probability. So now probability as a language, how do we write probability? See, all of you, let me rather go back to the board, as some of you told that I should write on the board. I am coming to the board. Okay. So yeah, is my my board is visible, hopefully. Can you see my board?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please remind me if sometime the board is invisible. So P, how do we write probability? P, yes, probability of some event. I will define any event, right? I will come to that. Probability of some event. How do we write that? P within bracket, you just see my board. This is my board. This word file is my board today, okay? PA, probability of A. What is A? A is an event. A is an event, okay? So we write in this fashion, probability of A. Okay, suppose there is another event, P. How do we write that? I cannot write A, I will write B. Another event, PA, PB. So what does the spatial rule of addition say? Rule of addition. Rule of addition. What does the spatial rule say? PA, or please listen, look at my board, or B is simply equal to P A plus P PB. Simple. Rule of addition, the special rule says PA or B is equal to PA plus B, PA plus PB. What does this means? That means, what does C? I am telling in this probability language actually. I am writing in language in the board, but I am telling now verbally what is it is. This means, what does this means if somewhere it is written like this? Probability of probability that either A will occur or B will occur, or operator A or B. That is equal to sum of the individual probability of the events. So P, A or B is equal to PA plus PB. Fine. This is now let me give you one example. Let me go back to my slide. Yeah. So now see, I give you an example. All of you now see my slide. I will again come back to board. So I say event A. I define this like this. Okay. Students, there are some students who know singing. There are some students who know, please look at my slide. Dancing. Is it? Now see, there are two events. And they are mutually exclusive. That means in this class, there is no student who know both singing and dancing. Okay, this is suppose, just hypothetically. Now, in this case, we will use the rule of addition. Why? Because there is no any student who know dancing and singing both. Only event. So I define event A. What is my event A? Student who know singing. I define event B, student who know dancing. But there is no any student who know both singing and dancing. Now see, according to special rule, what does it say? P, A or B. That means in my probability language now I say, okay, probability of the event that a student knows either singing or dancing. What is that probability? Is equal to probability of the event that the student knows singing and probably plus the probability of the event that the student know dance. The student know dance. Okay. Now, vis-a-vis, there can be another scenario. Suppose in this class, there is 5 students, just hypothetically, who know both singing and dancing. Then now see what happens. All of you see the beauty of probability. Now these are my students who know singing. Same event A. These are my students who know dancing. Same previously. But there are some students, it may so happen, who know both singing and dancing. There are some students who know both singing and dancing. So what does the general, this is called the general rule of addition. So what does the general rule of addition say? If A and B are two events that are not mutually exclusive, then PA or B is given by this formula. What is the formula? PA or B is equal to PA plus PB. Now see, now look here. There is another term has come. How this rule is minus P, A and B. Now this area, see when I am summing, please look from Venn diagram, this to Venn diagram, this plus this. I am adding this to, then if you see this orange area, the area that I have marked in the, orange, this area is double counted. So we have to subtract it from the addition formula. So PA or B is equal to PA plus PB minus PA and B. This is called joint probability, PA and B. Some students who know both singing and dancing. So this are the, so let me write on the board also simultaneously. So this is special rule, general rule. I am writing on the board as you want. So special rule of addition. This is, I write it, special rule. Enter general rule. What is the general rule of addition? P, A or B is equal to PA plus PB minus P A and is it clear? Special rule and general. So rule of addition, when the events are mutually exclusive, rule of addition says PA or B is equal to PA plus PB. And general rule says, general rule says PA or B is equal to PA plus PB minus PA. Yeah. Any question till now? Is it clear, the rule of addition? Yes. Any question? Hello?
No, sir.
Yeah. Please respond. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
I
sir.
hope it is clear.
Sir.
Please tell me, there is no harm in repeating. Okay, I can repeat. No harm. Okay. If because many of you are starters. So for starters, some see in a class what happens, some are very advanced. उनको लगेगा ये क्या पढ़ा रहा है? Why is he repeating so many times? Because some might be first time learning statistics. They might. So I want to take all my 60 students with me. Okay. That is, that's why I am repeating. So if any query, I will stop, and I told you I will take your questions. Yeah. Any question, please tell. Yeah. Yes. This much is very clear, I think, no? Rule of addition.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes,
if
sir.
you just remember this, you can do any problem on earth, any problem. My students always get highest. My section students always 97 highest got last year, even 99 they have got, right? So if you learn, you see, concept is clear. It's nothing. Whether I write on board, I write on wall, I write on notepad, I write with a stylus. It does not matter actually. Is it clear? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Whether main is whether you understand or not. If you don't understand, then really it's my, I need to repeat again. Okay. Okay. So now let us do one problem. I will come to the board. Don't worry.
Sir, can you repeat?
Yeah. Yes. Anushka, na? Yes.
Yes, sir.
See, let me just, so I have shown you in my slide, I have shown you in my board. I will do one problem also. But let me explain you physically. See, okay, let me go back to the slide. I need to do some jugglery actually. Slide to board, board to slide. Yes, see, rule of addition says there are two rules. Number one, special rule of addition. Number two, general rule of addition. Now, if two events A and B, always try to define your probability with events. Okay, it will be very, very simple. You can do in 2 minutes. If two events A and B are mutually exclusive, okay, and I have told you what is the meaning of mutually exclusive. No students know dancing and singing. Some students know singing, some students know dancing. So if two events A and B are mutually exclusive, the probability of one or other events occurring equals the sum of their probability. In probability term, whatever, see, something is written here. Okay, this thing is converted in, let me just rub this, very clumsy. If this is converted in a probability language, how do we write that? So try to understand each one of the term, P, A or B. That means, what does this mean physically? Probability of the event that either event A occurs or event B occurs is equal to PA plus PB. Probability of event A plus probability of event B. Okay. So that is my special rule. My general rule is, if A and B are two events that are not mutually exclusive, that means there is a overlapping of two events, then PA or B is given by the formula PA or B is equal to PA plus PB minus PA and. Okay. Now, why I am subtracting? Your question might be, sir, why this term is coming? पहले तो आपने लिखा नहीं, ऊपर तो आपने लिखा नहीं, यहाँ आप लिख रहे हो. Try to understand this. I have, while taking the summation of PA and the summation of PB, just look at my cursor. I have double counted this area, this orange area. What is this orange area? This is the joint occurrence of A and, that means this is the students. These are the students who know both singing and dance. So I have double counted. While I have written probability of A plus probability of B. मैंने दो बार काउंट किया, तो एक बार मुझे इसको माइनस करना है. Okay. This is the formula, how it is coming, if you want to know that also. Clear? Okay, let us do one problem. So let us do one problem. Although we will do problem in the our which class? We will do problem in the tutorial. Yes, but just one problem regarding this small problem, so that you understand the rule very well. So all of you, I am giving you 1 minute. Just read the problem. Please read the problem. Okay. Have you gone through the problem?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So I read the problem. What is the probability that a card chosen at random from a standard deck of cards will be either a king or a heart? Okay. Now, you need to, those who don't play cards, okay, you need to know that there are 52 total cards, right, in a pack of cards. And how many kings are there? There are four kings. There are four kings, and there are a heart. How many hearts are there? There are 13 hearts. There are 13 hearts, and king of heart. King of heart. There is one card which is only one card which have the symbol of both king and heart. So in this problem, it is says, what is the problem all about? What is the probability that a card chosen at random from a standard deck of cards will be either a king or a heart? So my just suggestion, always when you will get this sort of problem, try to define the event. Okay. So I define the event that the card will be a king as A. So A as king. So should I go to the board? Let me go to the board. I want the board. So all of you can just take you can just write the problem, or you can take a pic, very small problem. So let me come to this one. Yeah. Can you see my board? So I'm solving here. I think my board is visible, now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So let me solve the problem. So I called PA. What is my PA? What is my PA? Yes.
4 by 52.
4 by 52.
4 by 52. Why?
There are four kings.
Because there are 4 kings.
Stack of
4
Kings in a deck.
kings. Yeah. 4 kings. So 4 number of favorable events. 4 divided by 52. Very good. Very good. Next. What is my, I called my PB. PB what I have called?
13 by 52.
10 by 50.
No. What is the event?
Hearts.
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 So what is my favorable
Hearts.
event? 13 divided by 52. Okay. Clear? Now what I need to calculate? What is the probability that a card chosen at random is either a king or a heart? Now you have to decide. See, probability is a bit difficult. Why? Because your intervention comes now. Now you have to intervene and decide that whether you will use special rule or you will use general rule. Now you tell me which rule you will apply and when.
General rule.
General rule. Why?
We are having a card that is King of Hearts.
Very good. So there is overlapping. Please remember. Please look at my rule of addition. The general rule of addition says if there is overlapping, and here there is a overlapping. So we will apply the general rule. Excellent. You have learned almost half of probability. Almost half. So PA or B is PA plus PB minus PA.
A.
and B. Clear? Can we put the value? We know all the value. Can we put the values? E equals PA is how much? 4 by 52 plus, what is my PB? 13 by 52 minus, what will be this?
1 by
1
52.
by 52.
1 by 52. Very nice. There is only card with King of Hearts. So 1 by, excellent. Very good class. Very good. Excellent. Calculate this, whatever it is, you write here.
16 by 52.
How much it is coming?
16 by 52.
16 by 50.
16 by 52.
Excellent. Excellent. Done?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So rule of addition almost done. Let me just. We will do more problem. Don't worry. Actually, there is tutorial class, so I am not focusing on more on problem solving. But please remember my this one slides. I mean this. Yeah. One rule we can just 1 minute. Complement rule. Okay, complement rule. Okay, very simple. Let us do this complement rule. Another rule is called complement rule. What is complement rule? Complement rule is used to determine. Just let me not read out the slide. See, everything is concept. Let me tell you. I say that today the rain will occur. Today the rain will occur. The chances are 80%. The moment I say that, I also actually mean that the chances of not occurring of rain is how much? मैंने बोला बारिश होगा 80% चांस है. इसका मतलब बारिश नहीं होगा क्या चांस है?
20%.
20%. See, nothing. Terminologies are big terminologies. If I just explain you, if I explain you, it will not take 1 minute also, right? So this is called complement rule. You can read all this later on. These are some, but simple. आज बारिश होगा 80%, आज बारिश नहीं होगा 20%. So event A, I say event है A, बारिश होगा. Event not A. See this sign. Can you see this sign? This is called tilde. In your laptop, you will find this sign, tilde sign. Tilde means not. Tilde in probability means not. So what is the chance of what is the chance of not occurring of rain? 20%. So PA, all of you write. This is also useful. I will tell you the usefulness of this rule also. So PA is equal to 1 minus P not A. Tilde means not. So PA, see, total is always 100%. So PA is equal to 1 minus P not A. This is called complementary rule. Next, joint probability already we discussed. What is joint probability? A probability that measures the likelihood 2 or more events will happen concurrently. Joint probability is a probability that measures the likelihood 2 or more events will happen concurrently. Students know both singing and dancing at the same time, right? That is called joint probability. Clear? So I think so let me stop here. I think we have covered a lot of things. Now any question? Yeah, students, any question? Please ask.
The last one, joint probability.
Joint one. Okay. See, joint probability means both the event occur together. Okay. Just like a student knows both singing and dance. दोनों ही आता है at the same time. That is called joint probability. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I think we are left with 3-4 minutes. So let me take one definition, but it's very big actually. So just I will show you one definition. I will do after the break. So yeah, so we discussed this joint probability. Spatial rule, we have to understand the independent. So now we have to understand the, yeah, now I will come back to the independent event. If you remember, I left the independent event, right? And I need to, yes, this is very important. So you just read this line. Just read this slide. This is the, we have arrived at the heart of probability. If you understand this, you will understand all the concepts. So please go through this lines. Can anybody tell me what is conditional probability? Any idea? Yes? Hello? Can anybody?
Sir, no idea.
Okay, okay. Anyone who knows probability?
Sir, conditional probability is not mutually exclusive.
Okay, conditional probability is not mutually exclusive. Okay, any other opinion?
So conditional probability will be when one event occurs, then only will the second event occur.
So for an example, if we run fast, there are chances of falling out.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yes. Very close. Yes, very close. Yes. Any other opinion? Okay, so we will discuss, right? So just you have this definition in your, we'll start from conditional probability. Okay, we'll start from condition. Because this is the heart. You need to understand this, then you will understand everything. Okay. So let us take a break. Yeah. So I will start from there only. Conditional probability. Okay. I cannot finish in 1 minute. Okay. So let us take a break of 15 minutes. Okay. And we'll come back by 10:15, right? Okay.